Hello, my name is Benjamin, and I'm about to tell you a bit of a story about last couple of weeks for me. It's been it's been a bit of a wake up call, and I know I need to make some changes ahead. But this is really just the beginning of my journey, and I'm excited to share it with you today. Welcome. So I just got out of hospital a few days ago. Um, I was admitted on a Monday for severe chest pain, and there were a few moments where I was so bad I actually thought I was going to pass out. That morning, I went off to work like usual, but I took note of my chest feeling tight, and there was some pain kind of present there. Um, this isn't the first time this has happened to me, and before I'd gone to ED because I thought there was something wrong with my heart, but they said your heart's perfectly healthy, so you don't have anything to worry about. So I kind of went about my day, but I took note of it. I think I took some paracetamol, and I went to go see my first client and took him out shopping. And towards the end of the shopping trip, I was really starting to feel my chest pain had really intensified. I decided to take the rest of the day off work. So I got home, I texted my boss, I put on my OD, and I kind of just lay on the couch, lay down to watch movies. The pain got progressively worse and worse, to the point where I was actually lying there like like I was actually kind of screaming. It was horrible, yeah. And I texted my flatmate, and I asked him, would he be able to take me to the hospital if the pain got any worse than what it was at the moment. He said yes, and unfortunately, the pain did get worse, and the two of us set out in his car towards Auckland General Hospital. By this point, I was in agony. My chest was just radiating pain from one side to the other, and I could now start to feel pain in my upper stomach. This is the part where I really thought I was going to pass out. At the hospital, I was assessed pretty quickly, but the results didn't show anything wrong with the heart, which is fantastic news. And I just waited to be seen by a doctor, and they offered me an X-ray, and they offered me an overnight stay to do further testing, which I obviously agreed to. My girlfriend was also present with me for the entire time. She came after her shift at work and came and stayed with me at the hospital, and her support was it was everything. So I ended up staying for I ended up staying in hospital for 4 nights. I was given a ton of painkillers. I got constipated at one point. Excuse me, TMI. Nearly lost my sanity, and I watched more YouTube than I care to admit. I've also done more medical tests than I've ever done in my life. These tests included 3 blood tests, 2 ECG tests, an ultrasound, an X-ray, a CT scan, and the one where they put the camera down your throat. This test called a gastropy, gastrophy. I'll put a word on top. That test was the one that revealed that I have actually an eroded esophagus, and I felt a lot better knowing that they'd found the cause of the problem. But an eroded esophagus? What is that? What does that mean? I was told that I can take some antibiotics to fix it, but there is another medication they may have to take for the rest of my life. Also got told by 3 separate medical professionals that this is a precursor to throat cancer, which really freaked me out. As I was leaving the hospital, I was trying to carry a lot of stuff to the car, and as I was doing that, I felt something move in my back. I didn't think too much of it because I've had lower back problems for quite a while. But once we got home, the pain in my back had worsened so much I was effectively unable to walk. The next day we went to a private A&E, and they said I've got a sprained back, which should heal in a week. If it doesn't, then I'll need to come back and do more tests and whatnot. So at the moment I'm actually walking with crutches, but any movement that involves twisting my back, even slightly, causes a lot of pain. I've got to ask myself, why has this happened? 2 weeks off work for two separate events in just 4 days apart. I've come to a conclusion that I'm not very good at listening to my body or looking after myself physically or mentally. These are skills that I've never been particularly good at. There's a number of reasons for that which I'd like to explore in a future video, but right now, this is effectively my wake-up call. I can't live like this forever. I'm 145 kgs, I rarely exercise, I eat rubbish food every day, and I choose to stay indoors on my computer or in front of a TV over going outside and meeting up with family or friends, and I don't socialise a lot outside of work, aside from spending time with my girlfriend. I also spend a lot of money on takeout rather than saving. I'm lucky to be with my girlfriend, with whom I spend most of my spare time, but by and large, I'm not living my best life. These health outcomes are evidence of that. I'm a firm believer that the connection between the body and mind are much stronger than we suspect it is. The implications of not connecting with others, consuming junk media, and staring at screens all night have real physical effects on my body. So I'd like to end with this. The films that I watched on that day when I took work off were Deliverance and The Road. There's kind of an irony to the fact that I watched those films on that particular day. In The Road, the main character, just known as The Man, played by Viggo Mortensen, is navigating a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Most humans have died, most food stocks have been depleted, and every remaining human has become a threat to one another. Our protagonist, who was once a happy family man, has become a husk of his former self. He does have one thing keeping him going though, his young son. He wants to teach his son as much as possible about survivalism and how to deal with the problems of this modern world. Arguably, the man is too cautious and regularly makes callous decisions that the boy disagrees with. If I am to apply this framework to myself, I am the man and the inner child is the young boy. I've built up defense mechanisms to deal with my childhood and teenage years, but these no longer serve me, nor do they serve the 8-year-old version of myself who just wants me to be happy and heal. The second film that I watched was Deliverance, 1972. 4 friends set off whitewater rafting over a weekend. They seem to share a common characteristic. None of them are very good at listening. They get given advice regularly about where to go, what to do, what not to do, but they just ignore it. Some of these chaps are worse at it than others. They also all possess some noticeable insecurity in their own way. The characters, they want to appear strong and masculine to each other. They struggle with vulnerability. Instead, they stick to making jokes about men and women and man stuff and, oh, I'm a man. That's the kind of talk that they have. Partially, as a result of those attitudes, they come across some great misfortunes on their travels. Not all of them make it out alive. These men wear masks much like I do, a mask that protects our authentic self from harm from the outside world. But what if that's not how we're meant to be? What if being authentic and honest about who we are is actually healing in and of itself? I'm not exactly sure, but I intend to find out. In both of these films, the characters face horrific consequences due to them not paying attention or not following the advice and guidance they've been given. Granted, my situation's much different and I can turn it around if I act accordingly, but I think it was meant to be those films I was meant to see on that day. So this is the beginning of my journey. This is my wake-up call. This is the first step of 1,000 miles. It's been some time since I've been wanting to start this channel. I've got many ideas for videos. More importantly, these ideas I'll be implementing into my own life to live a healthier lifestyle, both mentally and physically. Finally, just if you've made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you. If you like what I have to say and you feel I've earned it and deserve it, you can support this channel by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, or making a comment below. It would really help me out. Go well, and I'll see you soon.